Hello everyone, ex-Wall Kill Bethelite here. And one thing to keep in mind when we have situations like the one with Heather, and I really care about these situations. I don't just make videos. If anybody doesn't know, I don't monetize my videos. I don't just make them just to make them, or I don't make them just to make money off of them. I really care about people. I went to New York. I did a video where I went to New York, went undercover, and I was talking about the whole situation. But one of the reasons I did it is because other former Bethelites like myself have been getting put out of Bethel. And of course, a lot of them were in New York. That's the closest place that they have to go is New York, and they're in those congregations. So I was going back there pretending to be a JW. But really for one of the purposes of that wasn't just to wake people up, but was to talk to other former Bethelites. Hey, anybody here come back from Bethel? Yeah, that guy over there and his wife. And I would go and talk to them and just see about their well-being. Just see about their well-being. As a matter of fact, one of the people at the hall asked for my phone number, and somehow they found out my phone number was associated with my Facebook account, found out I was a former witness, and their question was even, why are you here? Because I wasn't making an outbreak or a outburst. I wasn't yelling anything out. I wasn't crashing the hall. They're wondering, why are you there? And I told them, I'm here to check on other former Bethelites like myself that was used by Watchtower and just discarded with no place really that Watchtower has put in place for them to go. So I really do care about people, Heathers of the world that threw the Molotov cocktail at the hall, the person that was burning down halls in Washington, and the many, many others that didn't make the news. Many, many others that had situations where they may have lashed out and they just didn't make the news and we just don't know about it. I care about those people. And one thing to keep in mind is that everybody isn't into social media, where most of the support for former Jehovah's Witnesses are. Most of the support for former ex-cult members, ex-Jehovah's Witnesses are online. How do we know that Heather even had a Facebook? Like, I don't know if anybody's looked this up and done the research, but how do we know that Heather, or the person that was doing the fires in Washington, or people, could have been multiple, had a Facebook, had a Instagram, would get online and go to the groups where the support was? A lot of the support is online, but a lot of people aren't into that sort of thing. Especially if you are a former Jehovah's Witness. If you're a former Jehovah's Witness, why exactly would you be big on the internet? That's primarily where they teach you not to go. So there are going to be people that are dealing with losing everything they have and everything they know, and they're not even aware of the support that's out there. To them, they're by themselves. They could be shunned. How do we know? I'm just putting scenarios out here because we have to be open to the possibility that there are people that are in situations that are different from ours. So how do we know that Heather wasn't shunned, had some major wrongdoing done to her, had no one to go to, no one to talk to? If you're a Jehovah's Witness, there's a good chance you don't have a lot of friends that are outside of that cult. And the cult turns its back on you and leaves you high and dry, and you have no one to turn to in your mind because you're not big on social media. What if you're not big on social media? Think about it. What if you're not big on social media? You don't have a Facebook. You don't go online. It hadn't occurred to you to just type in Jehovah's Witnesses online and find support groups. Or, you know, what if they do find a support group and have a negative experience with that support group because you have a lot of people who are extremely judgmental and feel like everything should go in the way that they feel is right or feel is wrong. See, I care about the people that are the forgotten, the people that slip between the cracks. Those are the Jehovah's Witnesses, the cult members that have bad things happen to them as a result of that cult. Really bad things. Molestation, divorce, shunning. Person can get shunned or disfellowship for something they didn't even do. Like, there's so many things that can happen, and there's some that fall in between the cracks. They're shunned by the cult, and they're not big on social media, so they're not even aware of the big XJW presence, or the support groups, or the support that's out there. Keep in mind, society as a whole, they don't really do too much for people that are abused by religion. I mean, it's kind of just something that we look away from. We turn our backs to. We don't want to believe that sort of thing happens, so we just decide not to pay attention to it. Oh, Marcus was, this is way back when. Oh, Marcus was just told out of nowhere he has to leave. But out of the thousands of people that became aware of it, and some people, it may have just been something that they hadn't heard happen before, and they were just interested in just some new information about Watchtower, just something new about Watchtower. That could be the reason they were interested. But there were a few people that actually contacted me and said, hey, do you have a place to go? Hey, have you eaten? I got a couple dollars. Do you need, you know, some food? You know, there's a few people out there that actually, you know, care and reach out to help. But that was after I got on social media. I didn't get on social media right after leaving Bethel. I wasn't aware of that sort of thing when I was heavily indoctrinated. I wasn't going online and just surfing the web. If I went on a computer, it was to get on the Watchtower CD-ROM, or what they have today would just be the Watchtower website. There's going to be a lot of people that have really psychologically damaging things happen to them. Like when I was told that I had to just leave Bethel. I didn't think that was possible. You know, as hard as things could be there, I just looked at them as trials and tribulations, but the whole concept was to stay faithful and stay at Bethel. You don't think Bethel's going to turn around and say, hey, y'all just got to go. Huh? When things happen that you don't even think in your psyche is possible, then there's an effect there, and a person may not have anybody to talk to. In general, let's say somebody finds out that the girl that they've been dating and the child that they thought was theirs wasn't theirs. In general, that person's just going to be able to talk to his family, his friends. He's going to have all kinds of support, and yet and still that might not even keep that person from lashing out. But a lot of people coming out of Watchtower, Cult of Jehovah's Witnesses, a lot of their family and friends all shun them. And some of them aren't big online, and they don't know about all of us. What about them? That's why I just can't judge Heather. I can't judge any of the people that lash back without first talking to them or hearing their side. I got to hear their side. I have to, because we potentially could be put in situations that are worse than most people. Most people have someone they can talk to, complain about things about, and that person may have some concept of what they're talking about. Former cult members, you just can't go to your coworkers and complain about this stuff and they fully understand it. They may listen to it and just be like, that was dumb, why'd you believe that? Or you know what I mean? Like, you're put in a situation, and some people leaving Watchtower still hold on to some of the beliefs. So you have a desperate situation where you got people that think the Great Tribulation is around the corner, or the end of the world is around the corner. You have got things that people could be going through that we have to take into consideration. So the question I have is, what can we do for people that are coming out of Watchtower? Before I judge somebody, I want to do what I can to help. I want to be a part of the solution before I judge a person. I want to be a part of the solution. There's plenty of things that happen. There was something that happened this morning. I looked on YouTube and I saw a video where it looked like somebody was just using the name of a famous person to get views. It doesn't matter how I feel about it. It's not going to change the fact that people do it. You know what I mean? There's no point in me judging that person. They don't know me. I don't know them. There's no point in judging people all the time. Just let it go. That's them. That's what they decide to do. You know what I mean? There's no point in always judging everything and everyone. There's no benefit from it. You just get upset because you think what they did was wrong, and your anger of what it's just irrelevant. It becomes judging becomes irrelevant sometimes. But I would rather be a part of the solution. Comment down below, what can we do for people that aren't online, that are affected by Watchtower, that are damaged by Watchtower, that untold of things happen. When I was given my walking papers from Bethel, people weren't aware of it. It wasn't in the conscious mind of even the XJW community at the time that that's something that could just happen. You can just give up everything to go to Bethel, and they just, after using you for some labor, turn around and just say, you got to hit the door, we don't care where. Like, literally, we're done with you, go. Literally. This sort of thing, we can't be sympathetic towards people's situations that we're not even aware could happen. There could have been something that happened to Heather, something that happened to the guy that was lighting the halls on fire in Washington that we're not even aware of yet that happens to people. Something new that happens to people at Watchtower is doing to people that we don't even know about. Could have happened. We don't even know. Just like, what if I had lashed out and all anybody would have heard of was Marcus threw a Molotov bottle at a hall? If I didn't know about the internet and the social media, none of you would have known that I had been in Bethel. None of you would have known that after everything I did, they just coldly turn around and tell you got to go, and not care where you are, if you have a place to go, what condition your car is in. I'm telling you, they just give you the boot. Nobody would have known the backstory. No one would have. They wouldn't have known nothing but Marcus threw a Molotov bottle, and the only thing you'd have just seen was, that's bad. We shouldn't do that. That's the only thing that would have happened. So that's why I'm more sympathetic to people whose stories we haven't heard their side. We don't know what happened to her. So comment down below, let me know. There's this gap. You have Watchtower, then you have ex-Jehovah's Witnesses, but there's a gap in between. That gap in between, and my view is social media. All the people that fall into the cracks of not using social media, knowing nothing about it. Somebody that has something happen to them and they're in their 50s or 60s and they don't know nothing about the social media. How do we know they just all of a sudden have all kinds of support from people in the XJW community if they don't know anything about it? There could be people younger. Think about it. A lot of Jehovah's Witnesses are homeschooled, like they're controlled to an extreme degree. There could be so many people that have things happening to them in Watchtower. Molestations, abuse, verbal abuse, fear-mongering. I mean, anything you can imagine could be happening in Watchtower. And these people may not know about social media. How can we help them? Comment down below because, you know, I need ideas on that. What can we do for all these people that have been controlled in a cult and they don't know nothing about no social media? I mean, a lot of the people that came out of the Amish, you know, areas, and then some of the people that came out of the LDS, they're all on there. I think they're all on Oprah and all kinds of stuff. Like, everybody doesn't get that kind of support. What about the people that don't get that kind of support? I care about those people. So what can we do to assist? Like, there's tons of us where we can put our heads together and think of something. How can we bridge that gap in between there? And we're helping all the people that are on social media. We're helping them. We're making a change. We're creating a platform where they don't feel alone. What about the people in between? What can we do for them? The people we don't even know about. They don't know about us. Other than what Watchtower tells them, there's apostates out there. And Watchtower fills their heads with lies about us. You know, that we're this or we're that. I mean, what can we do for those people? 937-789-4029. Let's discuss it in the comment section, because you guys tend to have, you know, great ideas, brilliant ideas. So what can we do? I know we go up to carts, but other than going up to carts and crashing halls, is there anything else that we can do for people that have something bad to them happen? They're in a psychological state of they're damaged psychologically now because of something Watchtower's done, and they don't know about it. And they need help, and their family ain't helping them, their friends ain't helping them, they're all shunning them. Comment down below, let me know what you think. X Wall Kill Bethelite, signing out.